All right, well, welcome to my overview of owning Rick and Morty Pinball for a week. I'm Chris, Kaneda for most of you out there, and I want to walk you guys through some of the pros and cons I've experienced in owning Rick and Morty Pinball for a week. Things you're going to want to think about as you get your game and as you set your game up. So the first thing I want to talk about is the cabinet. Now, for those of you out there who are unsure on whether or not you want to do butter cabinet, it is a $1,000 option, but I think, Brenna, can you get it here? Like the glossiness of this cabinet, it really is spectacular. And I will say, you will not be disappointed if you go butter on Rick and Morty. It comes from Spooky Pinball, wrapped up in furniture blankets, so they really do a good job making sure they get it to you in one piece. Because the thing you need to worry about with the butter cabinet is that if you scratch it or if you ding it, that's it. Like there's no going back. So be very careful with it, but you can wax this, you can buff it. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. So that's the first thing you're going to want to think about as you place your order if you already have one. The other thing that was a big issue for me, first thing is the coin door. Second thing, so I think you're going to want to go purple. The purple coin door just looks so good in this game. And I know some people are thinking black would be better because it would go with the black of the space here, but trust me, purple is the way to go. So if you haven't ordered purple yet, order purple. All right, so a few things before we get into some of a little bit of the headaches with the game. I've got a little Mylar piece here. So first and foremost, you're gonna wanna work on your scoop. And this was the main thing that I worked on. Okay, so the scoop is the main issue. I was having a lot of rejects with the scoop, and you can see here, see how the metal is just a little bit over the wood there. I added a washer underneath the game, underneath that mechanism. So you're gonna wanna put a washer between the mech and the playfield, and then the screw goes on the other side. Now, I would play your game first. See how your scoop is working. The other thing people are doing is they're pushing down on this, like bend down with your thumb, and apparently that might help your scoop as well. So you're just gonna have to see how your game plays. Now I will say, getting that to work right is really important in this game because the scoop is how you start your adventures, it's how you start your multi-ball, so you're gonna wanna make sure you're not getting a high percentage of rejects. All right, the other thing I noticed right off the bat with this game is the monitor. It's very nice, I like the size of it, but one issue you're gonna notice, and Brendan, maybe you can, if you're staring at this and then you go down, is it getting darker? For some reason, this monitor, it really washes out the colors. And you can see, it goes from, it should be black. Like when you have the background with the stars, that should be a
oxygen-rich atmosphere. Giant testicle monsters. We'll be fine. Let's party.
and when you're standing, I love the game. When you're standing straight on with it, it washes everything out. Almost gives it like a gray hue. So I've ordered a new monitor in place of this one, and people have that same issue with TNA, and what that will do is it will give you a better field of view, so it'll make the colors contrast more. So the topper, free with the game, comes installed on the game already, didn't have to do anything. You just plug the game in, all the connections are connected. This thing spins when you are lighting a dimension opportunity. But here, Brenda, let's get this. I think you need to see from the side view, and we're gonna step over Bubba. You see that? You're getting closer. It really is pretty ugly from the side. And I think the mod community should really make something to cover that. But again, with the beautiful butter cabinet and everything, and the horrible painter's tape on our window here, which you're seeing because I have UV film attached to the window for now because we're waiting on blinds. Okay, so let's talk about some other things that I've noticed. What's really cool about how Spooky has this game right now is you don't have to take off the translate whenever you want to update code. So all you gotta do is, we'll grab our keys here. I love this part of the game. I love the fact that you can just open it and drop down. And you're just gonna stick the USB stick right into one of these USB ports, and that's how you update your code. For speakers, and this is what I'm changing here, this monitor here. For speakers, I know there's different kinds of speakers. If you can see on this, can you see that little alien guy in there? There's a little tweeter. Spooky uses a couple kind of speakers, so if you look at your game, you might have a little three-way tweeter kind of thing like this. You might not, but it doesn't really matter. It sounds amazing. I will say this: the bass in this game is really loud, and there's when you look inside the cabinet, there's an amplifier, so you can turn down the bass, you can turn up the treble. And you can do all sorts of stuff with the sound mixing. It comes from the factory sounding great. You really just need to crank the volume and you're gonna have an incredible audio experience in this game. All right, so a few headaches for you guys who will get this game. First and foremost, I know I said that Spooky Playfields don't dimple, that they're like glass. It does look like glass. The quality is great. It is a better quality finish and clear than on Stern machines, but you are gonna get dimples. And I don't know, Brendan, if we can show, but there's you're gonna get a lot more dimples along this pathway coming out of the scoop. Can't really notice them, so it's like, come from the side. Like right. There's like some, let me see. You get that reflection in it, yeah. Move back.
Art direction.
Yeah,
Live.
so go down. You see them? I don't know. They're there. They're there. But you know what? So the options are, if you guys are like OCD dimple freaks, and we can't even really see them right now. If you're OCD dimple freaks, you're either going to want to get a Playfield protector, or you're going to want to maybe do the Cruiseman option for $700, which is a 14-week wait to get the game. I'm just going to play it. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm done trying to keep these games pristine. But the other thing that really, this is to me, like I spent $9,500 on this machine with the butter cabinet, with all the options. The one thing that I'm like, how could Spooky not have realized, like this is just, how can you go cheap here? These decals, come in Brenda, bring it in. These are just stickers. They're stickers. And there's nothing covering them, there's no plastic covering them. You can already see on this one, if we come around here, the Meeseeks one. See this? It's already like, it's starting to like wear and just peel off. I mean, over time, these are just gonna get destroyed.
In theaters now, coming this summer. Listen, I'm not the nicest guy in the universe. Because I'm the smartest, and being nice is something stupid people do to hedge their bets.
These are just gonna get destroyed. So that's just something, because there's like a little piece in the middle and the ball is gonna hit it, and they're just gonna, it's a $10 option. It's a $10 option, but I think it's a big, it's just a stupid oversight. It's like when you're building something this expensive and this nice, like why wouldn't you put the right kind of decals on the targets? I mean, the Stern ones will last forever. It's spinning, you see that? Anything else I can talk about? So from the factory, you guys might have noticed that there was some issues with the orbit here. So Spooky will remove those screws so that this shot is easier to make off the upper right flipper. You can get into here. You can see like the house is like 3D printed. Even look at, see how the railing, get in there. It's not like attached there. See that? See, yeah, look at that. The house is busted. So like it looks really good. When you go in close on it, you can see some of like the 3D kind of homebrew nature to some of it. I'm trying to think anything else in this game you should be aware of. This thing is the best. I think out of all the features in the game, Scott Denisi putting the pop bumper as the sling, this is the most fun for me element of this entire game, because it shoots the ball back up into play in so many different ways, and it just adds so much more randomness and chaos and fun to the experience happening down here on the game. normally like the sling area is kind of boring, the ball is just going back and forth, and it's like a brutal area you're always trying to avoid. Now what I love about the pop as the sling, you actually use it much more strategically, and you want the ball to go towards that left pop sling because you want it to fire it back up. So really cool. And if it fires it back down, there's a ball save that's associated with it. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Brendan, anything else we've noticed while playing?
Anti-gravity.
Anti-gravity, yeah. So you've got the two buttons here on the side, and that lights your anti-gravity power, which is a magnet that is in this area right here, which can grab the ball and save it from going in the out lane. So really cool feature there. As you can see, the light show, all RGB LEDs, is phenomenal. Anything else? I'm trying to think. This horseshoe is really fast. When you hit that thing straight on, really fast, it comes around. You can add, which I did just as I learned the game, you can add a little bit of like a ball save to it, because sometimes it'll loop around and go right down the middle. You can add like a 2-second ball save. This is the hardest shot in the game for me. Is the left ramp. This shot, not easy. It's very deceiving. You got to hit it coming off of the right flipper, and it is a doozy. It is a doozy. This is the hardest shot in the game to learn. This shot, not so much off the tip of this flipper, and then the orbit off of the upper part of that flipper. Should we play a game? Got the glass off.
Do it.
Get up on over my shoulder so they can see the.
My steps do.
Your steps door? Alright. You got it?
Yeah.
Alright. I'm not good, you guys all know that. But I finally own a pinball machine, so now my pinball podcast is validated. Alright, let's play a game.
Time to get riggedy rags for science.
Wow. Now I'm gonna backhand that right ramp is really easy. Like, just like that. See, I love that action there. Alright, so to lock a ball, you gotta hit that, the anti-gravity. See, I lowered my scoop eject a little bit because people are like, you gotta do that to save it.
Shoot the ramp, fucking idiot, garage.
See the reject? Alright, so it's asking me to go to the garage because I have Pickle Rick. When you light Pickle Rick mode, you don't start that adventure up the middle, it's in the garage. So I'm going to try to get to the garage.
The garage, Morty.
It's orbit.
Morty, come to the garage.
I'm gonna save it. You know what?
Look at me!
I'm cheating a little bit because I don't want you to watch.
Pickle Rick.
Alright, so for Pickle Rick, you want what's cool about Pickle Rick mode, the way it starts, the first way
Focus on
you
the purple shots. Focus.
the first way you advance them is through the purple shots, which are the slings and the pop. The sling and the pop, which is so cool that this is how you advance, so you want to get the ball there.
Shoot for what's purple.
Alright, I've now
Hot damn.
got multi-ball in the middle.
Mr. Meeseeks, look at me.
Missy, look at me!
One more.
get that? This is one area where the ball can get stuck. So I'm gonna, just because of that, I'm gonna cheat and that's how Kaneda plays. I'm gonna advance it. See, I had that ball saved.
Put your shit together.
See that?
It's got no charge.
Get that? Alright. You get that cool magnet effect? Alright, so right now I've got Mega Seeds lit.
Rick and Morty, what are you doing?
These either become Mega Seeds or Me Seeds. Watch this, I'll hit the Me Seeds button.
Yeah, there, I'm Mr. Meeseeks.
I'm Mr. Meeseeks, look at me!
I'm Mr. Meeseeks. Look at me.
Enough around in this dimension. Time to head home.
Alright, so now I want to...
For the love of God,
advance the mode again.
Alright, the immortality still saved you. Shoot the scoop.
These things don't usually have to exist this long.
Maybe you should have let me play, Chris.
Alright.
Getting weird. I just want to die.
Well,
I'm actually a little impressed on your four-adventure feat here, Morty.
as you can see, the game is really fun. Brenda's got the high score with almost 10 million. I really love the game. I love how simple it is to understand. So if you were thinking about getting Rick and Morty, I would get one. They're all sold out, so you can't get one. The other thing, the last point I'll make is this. This game is so beautiful. It's so colorful. I love the pinks. I love, the green. I love the blue. I love the color on the playfield. The only thing where it just falls apart is this. These inner art decals. These are terrible. These are terrible. They never should have put these in here. They should have added the colorful world of Rick and Morty. You like them, Brenda?
Mm-hmm.
I don't like them. They're not even like illustrated the way the show is. So this is my little walkthrough of Rick and Morty Pinball. Thank you for listening to Kaneda's Pinball Podcast. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. I won't answer. So guys, enjoy your pinball machines. I think this is going to go down as a really special game this year.